Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Before we start, I want to say thank you very much because chances are before I upload next and before you guys see another video, we'll have hit 3,000 subscribers on the channel. So thank you guys immensely. I'm so thankful for every single one of you. If you are new to the channel, consider subscribing because every single time somebody does that, it gets me one step closer to being able to do this full time. And of course, that is one of my dreams. So if you're new, hit the like button for the algorithm, subscribe. 40 likes before next video, I'll get a haircut, I promise. But let's get into the video, ladies and gents. This is the 5 best first mods for Audis. Number 1 is going to be a tune. Now, I have an entire video dedicated to tunes on Audis. If you do want to see that, it'll be in the top right corner of the screen. Check it out if you want a more in-depth, detailed review of the tune I have, some of the other options out there, and so on. Now, an ECU tune is probably the easiest way to get hidden power out of your car. I have a 2013 Audi S5. Now, that has a 3.0 TFSI, which is the supercharged V6. Huge potential for gains on this car. I talked about this more in the video that I linked, but stock, this car comes with 333 horsepower and 325 foot-pounds of torque. Now, those numbers after the tune are more like 440 crank and 375 torque, I believe. Now, I don't want to bore you guys with numbers, but I do want you to do your own research. So go check out 034 Motorsport, APR, Euro 9, a couple of the other tune manufacturers that specialize in Audi, Volkswagen, Lamborghini, Bentley. I mean, they do it all. So if you're in a 210 horsepower A4 or a 600 horsepower R8, there are tunes available across the board for all different Audis. Now, one of the biggest things I saw with the tune is 0 to 60 going down by about half a second. Now, before the tune, this car ran a 4.4 to 4.7 0 to 60. That's reported by Audi. After the tune, I was able to test it, and I was consistent around 4 to 4.2 seconds. I had one unofficial run that was 3.93. I say unofficial because I didn't have a V-Box, I didn't have a draggy or anything. It was me just going frame by frame and timing it with my phone to see exactly how long it took. Now, another thing to mention is second gear getting me all the way through 65 miles an hour in this car. Before, it cut off right at about 58. So you weren't able to get all the way past that 60 point in second gear. You had to wait for the upshift to third, and it took a little bit extra time. That helped cut down the time immensely, and now I'm consistent right around 4 to 4.2 like I mentioned. Now, another thing tunes can do is actually increase the fuel efficiency on your car. I can't say I have seen a huge increase. I think this city is like 21 and 26 highway. I honestly can't say that I have experienced much of a difference, but other people's experiences are different. I'm sure that people see increases out there, whether they be slight or drastic, I don't know. Another thing it does is take off the governor, which is 155 miles an hour on this car. I know in other Audis it's 135, depending on what you get and what the limitations are from the factory. So I have the heat running in the car. I turn the car on. Hopefully it's not that big of a noise difference. Just wanted to let you all know it's 31 degrees and I'm cold. Number 2 is going to be braking and rotors. Stock Audi brakes are I mean, they're fine, but if you tune your car, you're going fast, you're going to need to stop quicker and be able to stop at higher speeds. Now, I learned this the hard way. On one of the road rallies we went on, I ended up warping my rotors due to high-speed braking, closed course, professional drivers, of course, all that. However, the stock brakes just weren't able to handle it. They gave out. Fortunately, though, it was fine. I was able to get all the way home and, have no issues. But the one thing I ended up doing after that incident was upgrading my rotor. I opted for a cross-drilled, sporty look. It's cool, it's efficient, it's obviously better performance, and I got some high performance brake pads as well. So this makes me feel much more confident on the road. It gives me peace of mind knowing I can stop quickly if I need to, and they look pretty cool too. So that's one bonus. So if you upgrade your rotors and your brakes, it will probably draw more attention to your wheels. Obviously it's subjective, but there are a few Audi rim styles out there that just don't do it for me. Everybody knows the peelers. There are some Audi rims out there that are good from factory and some that just don't look so good, so it's pretty hit or miss in my opinion. So speaking of wheels, that is actually going to be the next point for modification. Yes, we're talking wheels, we're talking fitment, we're talking all that sort of stuff. I do like the stock wheels that come on this car. I use them in the winter time paired with Bridgestone Blizzaks, and they're phenomenal. I don't really care if they get beat up too much. This is my daily driver, so yes, I run them all winter long, and they're totally fine, perfect for what I use them for. But I like modifying the wheel setup. I have modified the wheel setup on both cars I own though, and I know a lot of other enthusiasts do as well. So my current summer setup on this car is the Niche, I don't know how to pronounce it to be honest, but it's the Niche, I want to say. M130s, and I custom painted them gloss black by myself. That's one of the more popular videos on my channel, is actually doing the DIY for that. So if you want to check that out, top right corner, you'll see it, it'll be there. I'm a big fan of the split 5-spoke design, so it works for me, it's perfect. I love the way these look. Now, I'm not saying my setup is perfect by any means as far as my wheels. I know I need to do the suspension. I know I need to get spacers. I know I need to make this car have some fitment, for goodness sakes. The wheel gap is atrocious, I hate it, but that's something we're taking care of in the spring or summertime, absolutely. Now, there are countless wheel companies out there that you can choose from. Now, I already mentioned the wheel brand that I have is fine, it works for me. I really like Rohana though. My brother has a C63 AMG. He has the Rohana RX7s. Oh God, I'm gonna butcher that. They're cool. I'll put them on the screen. You guys will know what they are. Go on their website, browse around, make sure the bolt pattern fits your car, and have some fun. Honestly, love the Rohana wheels. Can't really go wrong with any of the designs, but of course, wheels are very subjective to the user. You got those deep dish lovers, you got concave lovers. Whatever you end up deciding, I think wheels are a huge upgrade and it makes the car look so much better. Now, number 4 is going to be Audi specific. It's the RS grille. It's one of the things I did to my car as soon as I got it. I upgraded from the stock, which you can see here. I don't really like how the stock looks. One thing you want to keep in mind though, if you upgrade to the RS grille, is the crash bar in the front of the car. At least on S4s and S5s, there's a big plastic bar that covers over the crash bar in the stock grille. Now, if you upgrade to the honeycomb kind of mesh pattern, the front of the car becomes basically transparent. So when I upgraded to the RS grille, I painted my crash bar black, but it is since sheared off. I assume that was from the wind at high speeds, something of the sort. So if you're upgrading, consider doing a couple layers of gloss black just to blend in with the grille. It'll make it look way better. You'll thank yourself down the road. That's just my piece of advice. So that already brings us to our 5th best first mod for an Audi. That is the tints, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, I get it. It's not really Audi specific, but if you did just pick up a car, it is one of the single most important and best modifications you can do, in my opinion. Personally, I don't like the look of the fishbowl. It's lacking privacy. It looks weird. It's clear. Just not my style. So in my experience owning 2 cars, I have tinted out the windows completely. On my old BMW 328i, I did 23%, I believe, or 25% all the way around on the back 5 windows. So that's of course the 2 front windows, the 2 rear windows, and then the glass back here. Now for this car, I opted to go for the 5% tint all the way around the car, except of course for the windshield. Now this is another subject I did a video dedicated to. If you want to see it, top right corner. I talk all about 5% tint and my experiences, the nighttime driving, the rain driving, all the different factors you need to consider before pulling the trigger on such a dark tint. It's a privacy thing more than anything, really. Like, my car's filthy. I don't want people looking in and seeing all my stuff. It's just weird to me. So it cools down your car in the summertime. It protects your dashboard. It protects your leather. This is the 3M ceramic tint, so it has UV protection, you know, all that sort of stuff. So I think each time I tinted my car, it was around $200 to $250. So it's a relatively inexpensive mod, but if you do it, it can have huge benefits. I don't know if I would go 5% again, but I would definitely do 20 or 25% on probably every single car I'll own from here on out. So that's my top best first mods for your Audi. If you guys learned something from this video or enjoyed, make sure to hit like for the algorithm. It really helps out. So does subscribing. So consider doing that. If you're new, you want to stick around. We have such cool stuff coming up on this channel. I don't want to spoil it for you guys, but we have some cool cars coming. You're not going to want to miss any of it. So guys, enjoy your week. Keep drinking water, and I'll catch you next time. Adios.